It's time to make it. Just give it a try. 'Cause you can make it like the old fat guy.
Welcome to this episode of You Can Make It. I'm David Farrell. Today we're going to make one of the most luscious soups in the world, and that's clam chowder. Just today I was trying to think, why do I like this soup so much? And I decided because it's clamorous. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get right into making the soup. And we're going to start off by sauteing some chopped up bacon. I have here 125 milliliters or half a cup of chopped bacon. I will brag that it's bacon I made myself, but you can use just store-bought slices of bacon if you'd like. So we'll just saute this for a couple of minutes. Most likely it'll be about 3-4 minutes for the bacon to start to get some color. The bacon, you'll notice, is just starting to get some brown color in the bottom of the pot, which is what you're looking for. That's called fond, F-O-N-D. Now, clam chowder is creamy, so you need a lot of buttery flavors in it. So I'm going to add 40 milliliters or 3 tablespoons of butter to the pot and let it melt. So now the butter's pretty well melted, so I'm going to add to it 3/4 of a medium onion, or about a cup of chopped onion, and 2 cloves of chopped garlic, which I have in this bowl. And we're just going to throw that in there. And we're going to let this saute for 3 to 4 minutes until the onions are quite soft and translucent. You want to stir quite a bit to stop the bacon from over-browning on the bottom, but just give it a stir every few seconds. The onions have been cooking for about 3 to 4 minutes, the onions and garlic, and you'll see that they're kind of soft and a little translucent. That's what you're looking for. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add some thyme to it. I'm going to be adding 1/2 teaspoon or 2 milliliters of dried thyme to the onions. And I'm just going to stir for about 30 seconds to a minute, just so I can really smell the thyme. There we go. You can really get a strong hit of that thyme. Now, I'm going to add 40 milliliters or 3 tablespoons of flour to the pot, and I'm going to stir to mix it with the fat in the pot. You'll see it gets all kind of gooey. That's what you're looking for. And I'll just stir it for about 15 seconds, just until it's mixed. You don't want to get it brown. Clam chowder shouldn't be brown. Now I'm going to add some liquid ingredients. I'm going to start off with 125 milliliters of chicken stock and 125 milliliters of milk. That's a half a cup each of milk and chicken stock, and 50 milliliters or a 1/4 of a cup of sherry. You can use cooking sherry or regular sherry, which is a 1/4 of a cup, and 1 can or 142 grams of canned baby clams in water. It can be close to 10 ounces roughly, but we're just going to add them as well. And now we're just going to bring this to a boil and stir until it starts to just get a little thickened. That's going to take a couple of minutes. It's only been a couple of minutes, and you can already see that the broth and the clams are starting to thicken up a bit. Now, I like to go just until I see 1 or 2 bubbles, because you don't want to really boil it a lot. It kind of doesn't do a lot for the consistency. So I'm just going to stir it and wait till I see a bubble or 2. There we go. Just a couple of bubbles. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And now I'm going to put in some potatoes. I'm going to put in 250 milliliters or 1 cup of diced tomatoes. Excuse me, diced potatoes. Brushed my teeth this morning and I can't do a thing with them. So I put the potatoes in, just going to stir them in, and I'm going to lower the heat to a simmer on my cooktop here. And we're going to put a lid on this, and we're going to simmer it for 20 minutes, 15 to 20. You want the potatoes to be cooked. But you see, I live at high altitude, so potatoes take a bit longer to cook because water boils at a lower temperature at high altitude. So it'll be closer to 20 minutes. And I'll be stirring it every couple of minutes to make sure it doesn't stick on the bottom. So I will put the lid on and see you in 20 minutes. I simmered my clam chowder for 20 minutes, and like I said, at my altitude, it'll take 20 minutes. If you're at lower altitude, just think about testing it at about 15 minutes. You want the potatoes to be soft and cooked, but not mushy. So we'll just take the lid off of my clam chowder. And here is the best part of each one of my recipes when you get to taste it. So we'll just scoop some out. And you'll see it's got a wonderful thick consistency. And it's got lots of stuff in it. I hate thin clam chowder. When I eat clam chowder, I want to chew something. So I shall try some. Oh. You get that feeling of the sea from the clams with the nice saltiness. The bacon enhances the saltiness of the clams. There's a lot of clam flavor. The potatoes are cooked so that they just got a bit of chew, but they're not really hard. The garlic adds some good background notes. The thyme is perfect with it. This is a wonderful New England style clam chowder. And the best part is you can make it.
I have a good woman, I ain't good looking, but I do some cooking, I'm the old fat guy. So use that oven if you want some lovin', be like the old fat guy. Be like the old fat guy.